Welcome to my succulent and cactus propagation station, a little plant nursery where fallen leaves, tiny pups, and baby cacti get a second chance to grow into full plants. This space has become a dedicated area for experimenting, propagating, and watching new life slowly develop over time. Some plants here will take weeks, some months, and a few may take much longer, but that's part of the fun. I use this station specifically for propagation, and the protective zip-up cover is a feature I really like. During rainy weather, it helps keep excess moisture out, which is important since succulents and cacti prefer well-draining conditions and don't like sitting in wet soil. For the soil mix, I started with a pre-mixed succulent and cactus soil from the store and added around 30 to 40% extra perlite. That additional perlite improves drainage and aeration, helping water move through faster and reducing the risk of rot. For propagating succulents and cactus cuttings, fast-draining soil can be extremely important. I keep 2 thermometers inside the station to monitor temperatures and keep an eye on conditions, especially for tiny seedlings and developing roots. And because every propagation station needs a little personality too, I added a relaxing gnome in his hammock, a colorful parrot, and a solar globe light, because gardening should be fun as well as functional. One of the things I do here is place fallen succulent leaves directly on top of the soil after they've already calloused over. Allowing the broken end to dry first is important because fresh wounds can rot. Once calloused, the leaves can slowly begin growing roots and eventually tiny baby plants. And look closely here, some are already doing exactly that. Tiny rosettes are beginning to form. It always amazes me that a single fallen leaf can eventually become an entirely new succulent. I also separated a few aloe pups and moved them into the propagation station. Aloe offsets can take a little time to settle in after separation, but once they establish roots, they often begin growing surprisingly fast. Some of the smallest residents here are these tiny cacti grown from seed. These little guys need patience. Cacti grown from seed can take a long time to mature, and when they're very small, they benefit from extra monitoring and protection. I'm also propagating bunny ear cactus and snow bunny ear cactus pads. These are still small, but they appear healthy and continue developing. Cactus pad propagation takes time, and rooting often happens underground before you notice visible growth above the surface. I also have Santa Rita purple cactus pads in the propagation station. One thing I really like about this variety is its beautiful purple coloration, especially during stress conditions like cooler temperatures and bright sun exposure. Over here are some string of pearls cuttings. These little green beads store water and can slowly root along the stems wherever they make contact with the soil surface. I also use this propagation station for many of my Senecio varieties so they can spread farther, become fuller, and create more plant mass over time. The goal is to grow larger, healthier clusters that I can eventually continue propagating in the future. This also works nicely because it connects your string of pearls to the other Senecio plants like string of dolphins, string of bananas, and string of watermelons later in the video. I also have variegated string of pearls propagating here. The creamy patterns mixed with green make them especially interesting, and each strand can create a fuller plant over time. This string of watermelons has such an interesting look. The striped patterns almost resemble tiny watermelons growing on vines. And one of the most recognizable varieties, string of dolphins. Their leaves can actually resemble tiny jumping dolphins, which explains the name. Propagation is one of my favorite parts of gardening because it feels like a long-term experiment. Some cuttings succeed, some don't, and every plant teaches something different. I'll continue sharing updates as these tiny plants grow and change over time. It may look small now, but hopefully one day, many of these little propagations become full-size plants. Thanks for watching, and please visit my channel for more gardening videos and plant updates.